Dan Deming at KKM Financial joins us now for the Trader Rundown. And Dan, I think that traders will be mulling over these bank numbers that came in on Friday.
Yeah.
Of course, we had Monday off, but you know, Bank of America making cuts, but everybody's feeling good about the company.
Yeah,
Wells Fargo
absolutely.
had some losses, but people still like the stock.
I know.
And then JP Morgan, they're always applauding that stock.
Exactly, yeah. BlackRock as well. So yeah, you saw all those banks respond positively. I thought it was really interesting that Wells Fargo, even though the number they had reduced earnings expectations just because of the issues that they had to deal with last year, but the number even came in lower, yet the stock was still higher.
Yeah,
so you know, it was interesting that all the banks really responded positively. So that's cueing the market. We saw a stronger market on Friday, so we'll have to see if that plays out this week because we have a lot more coming out this week.
We do. We have Goldman Sachs coming in and Citigroup. So any expectations, or do you think it'll be a muted reaction from here? Or
you know, I think it'll be interesting because we saw those banks respond positively last week as well. So there's a little bit less margin for error there going into those earnings announcements for Goldman as well as Citi. However, the trend still seems higher. If the Fed continues to stay on track with their pending, rate hikes throughout the year, and we get the beige book in the middle of the week this week, so that could be a clue as we get towards the Fed meeting later at the end of the month, early February, that the banks should benefit from that theme of higher interest rates.
Let's also talk about Netflix.
Yeah.
NASDAQ going higher. Now Netflix reporting in, and I know traders are very focused on this stock. There was some call buying that was pretty decent last week.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, exactly. I've seen some of the social media of Netflix trying to take over the world by getting people to binge watch their shows, and people will be binge watching that stock. So it is interesting. And you're right, the NASDAQ, very powerful move again, showing the signs that you see a continuation of this rotation, from some of the names that have benefited from the big run-up post-election, and now again the NASDAQ continues to benefit from the fact that it's being pulled up by all these other names.
Dan, I also want to ask you about the VIX. The VIX seems like it's almost stuck at these levels.
It is interesting when you look at what's going on in the volatility space. I mean, you have to really, I think it's really taking its cue from the realized volatility or historic volatility, basically how the market has moved over the last 10, 20, or 30 days. And we really haven't seen too significant of moves one direction or the other. We have the inauguration coming this Friday. I suspect after that we'll see the VIX probably peak up a little bit, but options players just aren't willing to pay up for options right now, given the fact that they're just not realizing any price movement, so therefore they're just kind of biding their time. They don't see any real risk here over the next couple of days. However, once we get through the 20th, I think that theme might shift.
Thank you for coming on our show today. Have a great trading day, Dan.
Thanks, Angie. Thanks for having me.